I couldn't see a body. I just saw these big marble glowing dots.
Yeah.
And so my first thought was, it's a mountain lion.
Welcome to the Wild Dispatch.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Wild Dispatch. I'm Robin and I'm back with more skills and stories from the wild. Right now, I'm currently recording from Namibia. We just landed a couple of days ago. And it's the first time I've ever been here, and I've got to say, I am amazed. It is, the scenery is absolutely incredible here, and quite a big variety from extreme desert all the way through to, actually, I was surprised to say, looks pretty nice for a bow hunter to meander his way through the thickets there. So that could be on the horizon for the future at some point, I think. You may see behind me, if you are looking on YouTube, a few amazing looking bicycle frames. The reason why is because I am currently staying with Dan from NAM, Dan Craven, who is part owner of the incredible bike company, African bike company, I should say, Onguza. They make custom and high-end steel frame bicycles. I've got a long history with riding and racing bikes, so he's been a friend of mine and my wife's for a long time. So yeah, it's nice to come visit him and check out his amazing bike workshop and see how the pie is made, I guess is the expression. Yesterday, we had an amazing adventure driving a Land Cruiser, four-wheel drive. We drove all the way away from the town that we were staying in and then just ducked onto a dry riverbed and then just meandered our way through these incredible mountains. I managed to take some footage. Some of it was hardpack, other bits were quite loose sand. Yeah, it was really good fun to get out there and test my my four-wheel drive skills a little bit. But yeah, good times, good adventures. If you're ever thinking of going, would recommend. But this episode today is not about Namibia. It is about all the way back over in Northern California in Lake Sonoma, which is just north of Santa Rosa. Great place. It's a place that me and Dan, where me and Dan Romo, who this podcast is featuring, first met. And where our hunting buddy relationship began. I guess should have been on the podcast a long time ago, but the opportunity seemed absolutely perfect. We took a specific effort at the end of one of our days of hunting to sit down around the fire and have a chat and hear Dan's story. So Dan Romo is a proper character. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a spear fisherman. He's a hunter. It's a good chat between friends, catching up and hearing a little bit more about each other's stories. Eating some amazing food that Dan's prepared, which is his standard, I've got to say. We're going to get into that episode any second now. But first, before we do that, if you are new to the podcast, then give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and that way you'll always be up to date with the latest episodes. If you are a returning guest and you are enjoying what you're hearing, stumbling over my own words there, then give us a good review. It goes a long way and it keeps pushing us up and up in the algorithms and in the lists when people are looking for podcasts like this one. Right, I think that's all for now. Here's me and Dan getting up to mischief as usual. Okay, let's see if that works.
Don the headphones?
Huh?
Do I don the headphones?
I think don the headphones, man.
I'll keep my ears warm too.
Yeah.
Is there more cord here? Under the crate, maybe?
Oh yeah, it is under the crate. Yep. Let me move that. Okay, you can lift it around. There you go.
Check. Woo.
Okay.
That's weird.
I'm just going to play with the levels a second.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's a bit on the hot side. I'm going to turn you down a touch. Perfect. And do I come through okay for you?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but sure.
Welcome to the podcast, Dan.
Thank you. Have you taken care of all the house cleaning already?
What does that mean?
Isn't that one of the things you do at the beginning of your podcast? First, we're going to take care of some house cleaning.
I probably, yeah. Wait, that's very self-aware of you, Dan. Something tells me you listened to this before.
Yeah.
So, we...
Or no, get some house cleaning out of the way.
Okay, well, I think we're spick and span now.
Excellent.
Everyone who's ever listened is now subscribed and signed up and left a 5-star review, I'm sure of it.
Yes.
We are in Lake Sonoma. Second night. It's the second night, right?
Yeah.
Second gourmet meal, I've got to say.
It's been good eats.
It's been good eats, man. The standard of cuisine always blows my mind. I think we should talk about what we've eaten so far because it's pretty good. Like
What did we start out with?
burgers.
Burgers. Venison burgers.
Wait, but roadkill venison.
Roadkill
burgers.
venison from specifically from Woodside.
Okay.
Yeah, very high-end venison. And I ground it with some like brie that had been sitting in my refrigerator for about 6 months. And so it dried out pretty much to like a brick of it was more like Parmesan than brie.
Wow. Okay.
So I put that through the meat grinder because I couldn't do much else with it except for maybe shred it. And yeah, ground that into the meat instead of bacon. Just kind of used that as the fat.
Yeah.
And yeah, those turned out good.
It did turn out good. I didn't know that it was like all the leftovers, literally from the road and the fridge.
Yeah. Waste not, want not.
No, it was good though, man. It was really good.
Yeah.
And then today we had tamales.
Mm-hmm.
So
The chanterelle
and what else is in
and
there?
mole.
You were saying some stuff about how you made that. That was good. I want to hear that.
Okay, yeah, so quick little lesson in how to make tamales. The hoja is the corn husk that the tamal is wrapped in.
Yeah.
And you buy a bag of hojas, and they're dry corn husks, basically.
Yeah.
Soak those in water just to prep them, soften them up. And then you make your masa, which is basically you just buy a bag of masa arena at the market, dried corn flour.
Okay.
And mix that with some either lard or vegetable shortening and water until it's like a paste. And then you spread that on with a butter knife onto the hoja, onto the smooth side. One side's kind of ribbed, the other side's more smooth.
You said you can like feel the difference with that.
Yeah, with your fingernail. It's kind of hard to tell, but once you feel it with your fingernail, it's clear. One side's definitely more like got defined ribs running down it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, spread it like halfway up and all the way side to side. And then you put whatever you want inside, and you're laying it like a 1/4 inch thick all over from side to side across the hoja. And about halfway up, because you're going to fold it in half. So half of it doesn't have any masa. The wider half has the masa.
Yeah.
And the pointy end is like the tail. And then you can put whatever you want. Usually, like with meat, you do it in a mole. And I did chanterelle. Cooked the chanterelle first. Just simple seasoning on that to begin with, and then mixed it in with the mole, which the way I do the mole is you get some more masa arena and some oil, like equal parts, a few tablespoons of each, and then a few tablespoons also of did I say chili powder?
No.
Like a chili powder, or you can buy a mix of Mexican seasoned chili for mole specifically, and mix all that up in a skillet hot until it's like a thick paste.
Okay.
And then you're basically making like a gravy. So that's the roux, I guess. And then you add broth to that, and then that becomes your gravy. You'll actually put in, if you did like 4 tablespoons of masa arena and chili powder and oil to like a thick peanut butter paste, you'd need like a full quart at least of broth
Okay.
to turn that into a gravy.
So you just keep adding
Yeah, a lot of broth until it's fairly
the right consistency.
kind of runny gravy. And then you can toss meat in there, or I did chanterelles. One thing we do if we're doing vegetarian is we'll mix the chili powder right into the masa.
Okay.
And then since there's not meat, or you could do a substitute like I did with the chanterelles.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to do like cheese and green chili, one way to add a little bit of that chili powder the mole flavor is to just mix the chili powder directly into the masa,
Okay.
and then it just gives it more flavor.
Nice, man. Yeah, I mean, they're like so tasty.
Yeah.
You're like very good at making food, I've got to say.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, you are. It's I mean, compliment where compliment's due, man.
Thank you. Don't forget about the poke.
Oh, jeez, we did. That was like a lunchtime snack as well.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So that was from San Diego, some tuna, bluefin tuna from San Diego.
Tell me about that. Tell me. Well, okay. I'm getting excited now.
Right.
Tell me about the food first. Tell me how you made that because it was amazing.
The poke?
Yeah.
Well, I could finish up the tamales first.
Okay.
So once you spread the masa and put your filling, you roll it up, side to side, just kind of roll it, and then fold the tail over.
Okay.
And so you've got your typical tamale shape. And then you get a bunch of those on a plate until you have enough to fill a pot with them standing vertically with a strainer at the bottom, or a steamer at the bottom. And you steam them for like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Basically until the point when you pull on the edge of the hoja where you can see the masa. If it pulls away from the masa, then it's done. If it still sticks to it, it's got to cook longer. And then you pull them out and let them cool, and good to go.
Yeah. So I asked you this before, but I was curious because we've never talked about it before. So you learned this because it's part of your whole like family culture, right? Like,
yeah, it's a Mexican tradition kind of around at Christmas time for the family to gather and make tamales, and we always made it into a big party and all day kind of thing with people coming over, and we make a couple hundred of them.
Whoa.
And give them out as gifts, and have a bunch to eat for the months to come.
Yeah, yeah. You got some good stores in the freezer.
Yeah, they freeze real well. And yeah.
So what did your family traditionally make them, like, not with chanterelles, I'm guessing?
No, traditionally pork in the masa, and then we did the vegetarian ones too.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is usually just cheese and green chili. And I always put an olive in every single tamal.
You do?
Yeah, that's just one of the things. I don't know why. Like, some people are like, why are you putting olives in there? And it's just how I was raised. We just always put an olive in every single one.
That's the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule.
So, lots of things I want to ask you, Ben. I want to kind of go down this family rabbit hole a bit more. Can we go down there?
Sure.
I want to, I guess this is a long-winded question, as usual, but the first time we ever met, we were both relatively, if I'm remembering correctly, relatively new to the kind of world of hunting. We were both at Lake Sonoma 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You were there with a boat.
Yep.
I think I was there with a canoe, which is a boat, technically.
Yes.
Race inferior boat, we should say.
Mine just had a motor on it.
But yeah, I guess it's a long-winded way of asking then. I guess your family didn't really have a culture of hunting, or was that not part of your family growing up?
No, not growing up. My grandpa, he, excuse me, he hunted a bit. He had some bucks mounted to the wall,
Okay.
that he had hunted, and he took my dad hunting. As I'm not sure how old he was, but it kind of traumatized my dad. Like it was a bad experience for him, and he never wanted to do it again.
I guess
Um,
for some people that's the case, right? So did he say anything about what happened?
yeah, the deer like didn't die gracefully, and it was like screaming, and
Yeah.
it just as for, I mean, for anyone, that's kind of a horrifying thing to see something like an animal suffer like that, and then to hear it
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna,
Can understand how that would not be
if you're kind
a
of
good
young as
first
well.
introduction.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna hurt.
So, I mean, technically my grandpa hunted, but he wasn't like an avid hunter.
Yeah.
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 But I was always interested in it as a kid. And so slowly got into it, but didn't really know what I was doing. And then not until the past 5-6 years, gotten more into it.
Yeah. And we've been having some fun adventures, man.
Yeah.
But the thing I was going to talk to you about is the tuna. Like the poke that you made was amazing. But you sourced that yourself, right? And you had an epic trip last time you went out. Tell me about that trip.
Yeah. It was out of San Diego. There's a lot of charters out there that do 1.5, 3, up to like they go out for 14 days or more sometimes. Just,
I didn't realize.
yeah, I've never done that.
That's long, man.
That's dedication. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I've done the 3-day trip 3 or 4 times now, and yeah, I love it. It's really fun. It takes a unique person to appreciate it, though. I have a lot of friends who are good avid fishermen, and I try to get them to come. And either it is a little expensive, but you get a lot for your money. It averages like $500 a day
Yeah.
for those trips, whether it's a 1-day or a 3-day or a 15-day, and so the cost, and also fishing for tuna, bluefin tuna, is a lot of it's done. I mean, it's 24 hours a day when you're out there.
Okay.
You're constantly nonstop in search of and trying to catch tuna. The boat never stops until it sees a school of tuna on the fish finder, and then as soon as you hear the motors wind down, or they call on the intercom, they call out the fish and size of the fish and depth, and you just start fishing. They treat you real well. Great food the whole time. They all have excellent chefs, and you get 3 meals a day, and there's always tuna, poke, like gourmet restaurant quality food
Awesome.
the whole time. And and you get a bunk, and you're on a boat with like 25 other fishermen
Yeah.
for 3 days.
All as intensely into this as you are.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're actually way more intensely into it. Some people. I'm still kind of a beginner at that stuff too, and but yeah, there's people that go out there with 6 or 8 fishing rod and reel combos for
Wow.
any situation you might get into, and each combo is maybe $1,500, $2,000 each.
Wow.
So yeah, people get way more into it than I don't claim to be one of those people
Have you ever been?
yet.
I was going to say, have you ever been caught like napping when you're in the bunk and then all shit breaks loose?
That has happened, yeah. Unfortunately, one boat I went out on, their intercom system wasn't very functional.
Okay.
So usually, um, they'll call out on the intercom, and there's speakers in each bunk.
Mm.
Um, if you don't hear that, usually you hear the motors wind down. But if you're deep in sleep and you don't catch either one of
Yeah, well, you've got
those,
to be
you
tuned
can
in.
wake up and people are like, "Oh, wasn't that awesome?" Like, what? You missed it. Yeah, that's not. But you can't fish every bite because,
Yeah.
yeah, it's literally 24 hours. I mean, there'll be hours and hours and hours when there's nothing happening,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they see them, and most of it's at night. I think that's the funnest part, the night fishing. You just up all night and dropping jigs down to whatever depth they're at, and as fast as you can, and you get hit and bit, and it's wild. And
Yeah.
then when there's 15, 20 other people that are bit also at the same time, it's complete mayhem. It is so nuts, and it's fun. That's part of the fun.
How many like deckhands are there running around helping?
There's typically like 2 or 3, maybe 4 at one time.
Man, I bet they've got their hands full at that
Oh,
point.
they are an incredible group of people, the people that do that. And yeah, they go out for, I don't know, the boat goes, it arrives at dock, the boat, all the people get off from the previous trip, and the boat's at the marina for like an hour and a half, maybe, while they pull off all the
Whoa.
garbage,
Reset.
vacuum the rooms, whatever, bring on all the food for the next trip, and load up the next group of people, and then they're off again for days and days.
Wow.
And that's just nonstop all year long until it's like the season's over, and then they pull the boat out to like do repairs,
Yeah.
get ready for next season, and then all over again.
Man, that boat gets flogged then. It's just like non-stop.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, that sounds fun though. I
yeah.
gotta say, one day I'll come along.
That'd be awesome. You should. I'm gonna put another log on the
Do
fire
it.
if I can.
Do it. Keep this fire going.
Yeah,
Um,
getting a little chilly.
so, what else was I going to ask you about? Well, we set up already, right? We're here, Lake Sonoma. We're sat around a fire that isn't waning just yet, but thankfully Dan's keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, get some fire action.
Relatively quiet day today, though we did do some rounds, checked out a few areas. Lots of sign, but actual no pigs as usual. It's what seems to happen here a lot.
Yeah. Although most eventful wildlife sighting was about 20 donkeys
Oh yeah,
in the
Which was
field where
kind
we
of
were
fun.
hoping there'd be pigs, but there was donkeys.
yeah. We were very excitedly following scat, which we then kind of maybe questioned whether that was pig scat after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny, I have to say. Cute though. They
Yeah.
are incredibly cute animals. It's not the first time that I've been doing a stalk and then I find that I'm following a donkey. I've got to say, that's happened to me in South Africa before. So, what do I want to hear? I kind of want to hear a story, but I don't know if you'd be okay with sharing it.
Sure. I can always
Yeah, we
redact.
can always edit.
Yeah.
The story, so you've shot a pig here before, right?
Oh, I have.
I don't know how much of that you want to tell or
I can tell it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good story.
Yeah.
So how long ago was this?
This was maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so my buddy Jamie and I were up here hunting, and we were decided we'd take a lunch break, and it was a beautiful day, sunny, and my shoes were wet, so I left my shoes at the campground in the sun.
Yeah.
And Jamie and I had lunch at the camp and decided we'd go try to do some fishing
Yeah.
and just enjoy the midday while the pigs were most likely bedded down somewhere. And so we're off fishing. Jamie catches a steelhead, and he's about ready to cast out, and he sees something on the hillside about a quarter mile, half mile away, and we think it's turkeys at first, but then there's like 10 of them, maybe 8 or 10 of them, but then they get into the water and they start swimming across the lake. So not turkeys. And we're like, pigs! And total mayhem, chaos, just like fire up the motor, start motoring towards them. I'm barefoot and like struggling to cock my crossbow.
Okay, but you do have your crossbow with you.
Yeah, the crossbow is in the boat.
But not your shoes.
But not my shoes. So I'm trying to, and the crossbow wasn't loaded, so I'm trying to pull the drawstring on the crossbow, and you brace it with your foot. You push against your foot on the whatchamacallit, the arms of the crossbow, and then pull up on the cocking string.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyhow, it was chaotic. Obviously, we hadn't planned any of this.
But who was driving? Because you're the one who knows how to drive it, right?
Right. So I had to immediately trade places with Jamie. And he hasn't really driven the boat before, but he's a good boatman. And anyhow, so we're racing towards these pigs full speed. We get to them when they probably had like 100 yards, 150 yards to cross the lake.
Okay.
It was a bit of a swim for them, but they're good swimmers. And we get to them about 15 yards from shore. And a few of them had already gotten up on shore, and we're right up next to the last 3. And it's pretty much point blank range. And so we're winging it.
Yeah.
This was not planned at all. So I'm like, I've never shot something at point blank range with a crossbow. So I'm kind of trying to look through the sight, and all I can see of the pig is, basically from the ears up.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm trying to imagine where its vitals are going to be in the water, and looking and what's point blank range through my scope.
Yeah, yeah.
And do I even use my scope at point blank range? And so I'm, and this is all happening in about 3 seconds.
Oh, man.
And so I take a shot, it squeals, it gets to shore and starts running up the hillside.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we stop. We're like, that was crazy. What do we do? Well, we're going to track it. We're going to hopefully we find a blood trail.
Yeah.
We see my arrow floating, my bolt floating in the water.
Okay.
So either I missed or it went right through it. I couldn't tell for sure, but it did squeal.
Yeah.
And so we collect the arrow. I go back to camp to get my shoes, and we let it, give it some time to run and see what's going to happen.
Make it calm down.
Yeah. And then we start hiking, find the blood trail, and
okay, so you found blood.
Yeah, we did find blood, and we tracked it for a good half mile or more, and
straight uphill.
Yeah, uphill and across some road, old logging road, and up into another field, and it traveled for a ways.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a lot of blood, but pigs often don't give a lot of blood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there was definite blood, and so we were excited, but the trail just petered out, and we circled several times and couldn't find it, unfortunately. But and so then we're like, that was crazy. What should we have? We're all going through it in our heads, like, this is what we should have done. We should have circled them and never let it got to shore. We should have done this. We should have done that. And I was like, I wonder if that was even legal. And I look up the regulations, and indeed, it's not legal to shoot from a boat that's under power current being propelled by anything other than human propulsion.
Yeah,
So
it's like Innocence, right? Like pretty new. It's one of those things.
yeah.
You haven't seen pigs for the whole. That was the first time you saw pigs, right? Or had you seen them before?
I think it was probably the first time we actually saw them in the flesh up here at Lake Sonoma.
Yeah, the excitement kicks in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
lesson learned.
lesson learned
And excitement
rule
was
book
had.
understood.
Yeah. Yeah, technically you can hunt from a motorized boat. You just have to, if you're moving under power, you have to come to a complete stop.
And turn the engine.
And then if you continue moving, it has to be by either like wind or paddle.
Oh,
It
wow.
can't be from a motor.
That's so specific.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some gray area in there, like
Yeah.
stop the engine, but the boat's still kind of moving, I guess technically would be illegal.
I guess so.
So that's kind of what we did. Anyhow, that was that story.
Yeah, it's a good story, man. It's a good story.
Yeah.
We also have a couple of stories as well. You said something earlier today about, and this is, I guess, something which I've experienced a little bit as well. There aren't that many people. I mean, did you grow up in San Francisco, or did you?
No, I grew up in Santa Barbara.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, and currently live in Oakland.
You know that you're attached to those headphones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to grab another flammable object.
Okay, so two things I want to ask you about. First of all, I want to go back and ask you about Santa Barbara and growing up there. But the thing I wanted to ask you is, being in San Francisco and then being into like foraging and hunting and finding your own food, has that ever kind of been a bit of a disjoint? Because it's easy for people to kind of have like this perspective on city people, right? Like I'm doing inverted quotes now. Like you said that you kind of found a small community of people there, but I mean, how did you?
As far as fellow hunters?
Yeah, right. Like,
yeah. No, I didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
None, really. Yeah, until I found you. My brother was kind of into it a little bit. Came with me. I would corral some friends to come with me.
Okay.
They'd basically come along for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But they weren't hunters. And when I first got into it, there was no internet. So I was like reading books and didn't have anybody to ask advice to. And
yeah.
So, yeah. But what I did do in Santa Barbara was more just like spearfishing, pole spear.
Awesome.
And snorkeling, what we called it back before they called it free diving.
It was the rebrand, before the rebrand.
Yeah.
So how deep were you guys going? What were you spearing?
Oh, well, to come back to things that are illegal. Plead ignorance as a young child growing up in Santa Barbara in the 70s.
Yeah.
We would just ride our bikes to the beach with a pole spear and shoot whatever we could, anything. Bring it home, and my dad would be like, "Great, that'd make some good tacos."
Perfect.
So
I guess
we weren't. Yeah, that was not trained at all. It was just being kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a similar story for so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have fins as well, or were you just like?
Yeah, we had boogie board fins.
Okay.
We did body surfing, boogie boarding, and we could always see from the surface on a clear day, like, wow, you can kind of see what's under the water. And so then we wanted to get masks and snorkels to explore that.
Yeah.
And they were like, whoa, fish. And then I don't know how we learned about pole spear, that you could use a pole spear to shoot them. But we got our hands on some pole spears and just started, shooting fish and lobsters.
You shoot
crabs.
lobsters.
Yeah.
When you say we, who are you doing this
Me
with?
and a
Sounds,
couple
it
friends
sounds like you had
as a
some
kid.
partners in crime.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. One great experience we had though. We were about 5 or 6 of us on the beach, and we'd been out snorkeling, and we were just playing on the beach, and we see this pod of dolphins
Oh, whoa.
swimming up the coast, and we just scream dolphins, and they're pretty close to shore. But down the coast a little ways, but they're heading right towards us. So we don all our gear, jump in, and yeah, I mean, I was probably like 10 or something, at the beach with no parental
Yeah.
guidance or, supervision. So we jump in and swim out to him, and we could hear him singing, chirping and stuff
Yeah.
on the way out. And we get to him, and they were just as curious in us as we were of them.
Yeah.
And they like circled, and I remember this one swam right under me and like turned over and looked up at me, and we just had this moment. And
Yeah.
for a while, and the little guys were jumping out of the water fully out, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That was amazing.
Man.
Yeah. So once that happened, I was like trying to do it as much as I could.
Did you manage to
Just
do it
snorkeling.
again? And did you manage to come across dolphins again?
No, that wasn't really like sure, that'd be awesome if that happened again. I just the wonder of being underwater and seeing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of hooked me after that.
Was there abalone down there as well?
When I was a kid, I don't remember ever seeing an abalone or even knowing what one was.
Huh.
Although so that would have been like late 70s, I would have been early 80s. Yeah, I wasn't doing that really until probably, early 80s, maybe
Okay.
late 70s. But when my parents moved to Santa Barbara, they remember in the late 60s, early 70s, they remember seeing on the side of the road just piles of abalone shells, because it had just become so popular with skin divers at the time. They just raped the ocean basically of all the abalone in Southern California, which is why now it's completely closed in California, the abalone fishery.
For
But
the next 10 years, they just announced, right?
at least,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to open for longer than that, would be my guess.
Yeah.
They take a long time to grow, and they had a huge abalone die off, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. The sea urchins invaded, got out of control because the starfish died. There's a big starfish die off, and they predate on urchins, and so when the starfish died, the urchins just exploded, and the urchins and the abalone both eat kelp, and the urchins just mowed the kelp. And that's also why the kelp forests have been so devastated. It's the sea urchins.
Yeah.
And so once the abalone started starving to death and washing up on shore, they had to close the fishery for abalone.
Wow.
No take.
Yeah.
And it takes the legal limit was 7 inches on an abalone, and they can get up to 10 plus inches. But I think it takes like a good 25 years or something for an abalone to get to 7 inches.
Whoa.
And there used to be, the floors used to be carpeted with them.
Yeah.
You could go down, you could easily pop 7-inch abalones in one dive if you wanted to. But now sometimes you struggle. I mean, you can't take them anymore, but before they closed it, you'd struggle to find one 8-inch abalone in some spots. It was so bad.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So when did you get you probably don't see it as this, but my perception, when did you get super serious with free diving and spearing and everything? Because you've got all the gear in multiple sets. You've got a boat,
Right.
And from the things you told me before, you've done it a lot. You used to do it a lot more.
Yeah. That too kind of happened when the internet came along. Growing up in Santa Barbara, the ocean, the weather in the ocean is just so inviting,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? Like, yeah, no duh. I'm just going to go spend the day at the beach and snorkel whenever I feel like it. And it's right there and it's warm. And then when I moved to San Francisco, Oakland, the ocean just seemed so much more intimidating.
Really?
I didn't have the gear for it. You know, I used to snorkel with a surf suit, a Southern California surf suit, you know,
Or like a 3
with
mil
no
or something.
hoodie, no gloves, no booties. Yeah, like a 3 mil.
Yeah, yeah.
And up here, you need a 7 mil, a hood, gloves, booties, because it's way colder.
Yeah, yeah.
And to get to a spot that's even good for spearfishing or abalone, you kind of got to get out a little ways, either to like Sonoma Coast
Yeah.
or Monterey
Okay.
if you're in the Bay Area.
Hmm.
So, and I just didn't know. The ocean just seemed
Yeah.
much more intimidating than Southern California. And then, yeah, the internet came along and I started finding forums that were talking about it. And it was like, oh, cool. You just need to get some different gear. And the forums helped teach me a lot about it. And then I just got really into it.
Yeah.
Spearfishing and ab diving.
It's yeah, I know that I'm like on the precipice of getting really into it as well now. It's a little scary because don't tend to do things in half measures.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
it's like another rabbit hole, which I'm scared to start. But it does look awesome, and I have done it a few times, and it is really fun. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's pretty awesome, yeah. And it is an investment, and like with most stuff, you know, if you know you kind of got the bug and you want to do it, and you've just been kind of getting by with borrowed gear or something,
Yeah.
it's totally worth it to just invest in everything proper.
Yeah, yeah.
Proper fitting fins. Doesn't have to be a fancy mask, just one that fits well, and a good wetsuit and a good spear gun, and the rest of it's
Pretty simple.
pretty off the shelf.
Yeah, I've got a few of those things. It's just taking the jump, right? Jumping in. No pun intended.
Yeah,
I'll get there. Did you hear a jingle?
I heard that.
What
Oh, a
was that?
jingle?
No, was
No,
that
I heard a whoop.
Was that a fish?
I don't know. I've got these headphones on, which
It's
are
hard
really
to
weird.
hear exactly what's going on, right? You lose direction. But I heard
Uh-huh.
something over there.
I don't hear anything now.
I'm gonna grab a couple more pieces of firewood.
Yep. Take a little break for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Check.
What were we talking about?
I
Fishing.
think we just finished talking about spearfishing.
Spearfishing. That's what we were talking about. There was something I wanted to ask you about. Did I say before what it was?
Mm.
Okay, there's two things for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So deer hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Apart from the acquired venison
Mm-hmm.
from the road's finest efforts,
Mm-hmm.
you've had some success, of which I was also part of. That was your first buck ever, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first. That was a fun trip. I feel like I'm super loud now. Hang on, I'm going to turn myself down because I'm annoying myself hearing my own voice. So, let's not say where it is because, we'll give away our top secrets of the few places we have where we've successfully taken deer.
Yeah.
But a nice location, although it's a pain in the arse to get to where we have both taken deer.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's like...
It's part of the adventure.
Exactly, and I think that's what maybe keeps everyone else out.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else as stupid. Although I think life's got a lot easier for you recently, given your latest technological purchases. you told me about. The difference between your last deer and my first deer is like worlds apart, right?
Yeah.
Like 60 something trees down across the trail and like just sweating blood getting that thing home.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and then like Mr. E-Bike comes along.
Oh, you said it. I wasn't going to say it.
Dude, I mean,
e-bike is a pretty nice way to go.
it is.
Off-road, it's quiet, it's fast, saves a lot of energy and time.
Yeah.
It worked.
Increases efficiency.
Yeah, packing a deer out in your backpack downhill with an e-bike, pretty fun.
You're like, this is living.
Yeah.
How many rounds did you do? Like, because I guess in that instance, you're not like, oh, I know, I'll try and take as much as I can in one go. You're like, this is super
I actually
quick.
did it all in one go.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have to say, though, the reason I got the e-bike was because of you. And you suggested, after we were hiking up this hill to get to the spot, you were like, God, wouldn't this be great if we had e-bikes? And just kind of left it at that. I never mentioned it until last night when I told you, oh, that deer I got this year? Yeah, I was on an e-bike.
Because I said it like as a daydream moment with no intention of actually getting one, although maybe there could one be in my future soon, given that my truck is on its last legs, or wheels, I should say. So maybe.
Well, I've actually got a great deal for you on an e-bike if you're interested, because the one I got, I like it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a couple inches too big for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you're a few inches taller than I am.
Woo. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking.
So, yeah,
we're gonna do a live haggling session right now.
We'll talk after the podcast.
Okay, good. Okay, so, well, congrats on your successful hunt, man, and your incredibly full freezer, which is making me very, very jealous. Okay, well, I want to hear. Tell me that one then. Tell me what happened with that buck. Like I mean, was it in the same kind of area as we were before?
Yeah, very much so. So, Robin and I hike. It's about a 2-mile hike from where we parked the truck up this old logging road, I guess it would be.
It was like pretty steep up there.
Pretty steep, often several fallen trees that you got to climb over or cut through. And then once at the ridge, it really opens out to some beautiful oak woodland. And so, yeah, it was right up there. There's like 3 valleys, and it was in the middle one. So basically, yeah, took my e-bike up, parked it, well before where I thought I'd start seeing deer, and then crept around and set up at a spot that had a good view of 2 of the kind of valleys, and spotted this, what I was pretty sure was a buck. It was so far away.
How far? I
don't even think my rangefinder could spot it. It was so far. It was like, it was I don't know, what would you guess that distance is from that kind of ridge where the pine trees are, all the way to the furthest point where you like taking naps?
Well, I like taking naps everywhere. That doesn't narrow it down.
There was one. So if you hiked all along both of those valleys to the very end, where you run into a new line of trees.
Okay.
It was all the way across that.
Oh, where we saw like a bear running in the very corner.
You saw one.
Yeah.
I never seen a bear up there, but.
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, that spot where you said a bear walked right through here.
Okay.
It came out of that area into that valley.
Okay.
And even with my binoculars, I couldn't tell if it was a buck or if it was just kind of light hitting the ears. Weird.
Yeah.
You know?
So what did you do?
So I started creeping. Luckily, there's there's an old dirt road that kind of runs along that ridge. So I started just creeping along real slow, and it was coming towards me, and I was going towards it. So
Oh, perfect.
I was excited about that and just tried to, close the gap slowly. Luckily, there was also a small gaggle of turkey between me and it.
Okay.
So like it would kind of they were making noise,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
kind of helped camouflage my noise a little bit and distract the buck, you know. And but then this squirrel started making this alert,
Yapping.
yeah, whatever, and which was even closer to me. So then it started looking at me more into my direction, but it would look and then it, put its head down and its tail would start wiggling, creep in. Finally got it's about 150 yards and took a shot, and I happened pretty fast, but it as soon as I shot, it jumped and ran towards the trees, and I was pretty sure I saw blood.
Yeah.
And so it went into the trees. I let it go for a while, waited, and then started tracking the blood trail, and finally did find it. Um, didn't take too long, half an hour, 45 minutes, and yeah, it was kind of a gut shot. So the entrails were actually what I had seen were the
Oh,
entrails coming
yes.
out of the belly.
Yeah. That's happened to me before. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was from a pretty steep angle, so it actually went through the torso and shattered its hind leg.
Oh, wow.
Like below the knee, the leg was pretty much, it was like
Toasted.
completely just blown in half. But it still managed to like bolt, like 500 yards through the woods
Wow.
and before it finally
Yeah.
laid down.
There's probably some pretty big arteries and things in that. I think someone's told me before, like there's some important arteries and stuff through the legs there that you probably severed
yeah,
that.
for
So
sure.
they would have bled out quick from that, I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't the other stuff.
Yeah. So I did skin it and quarter it and shove it all in my backpack, minus the skin and the spine and ribs,
Yeah.
and packed it all out in one go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, congrats.
Thanks.
Deer number 2,
Yeah.
done. Let's talk about deer number 1.
Well, you were there, so you can tell some of this story. You're very involved. I'll let you tell that part.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and remember. We've done quite a few trips to that area with a few different things happening. So I have a feeling that it was like the afternoon that we shot that deer, right?
Yeah, it was late afternoon, and I didn't mention, but it was pretty early morning. Maybe I did mention when I got that other buck that I just told the story about. So I did have time to not stress and pack that out.
Yes.
But yeah, the first one we got that I shot was late afternoon. Probably about, actually, when we actually shot it, it was
it was
at last
almost
light.
dark. Yeah, right.
I almost
okay.
couldn't take the shot because it was hard finding the dot through
Yeah.
my scope
Yeah.
on its body.
Okay, I remember now. So we actually forgot them this time on this trip that we're on now. But you brought, because you have walkie-talkies
Walkie-talkies.
from like for work, right, or something like
No,
that. You just have them for
yeah.
hunting. So we had these walkie-talkie toys, and we had been hunting for a couple of days, I think, already, and then we were in this area, and there was an area you kind of had a feeling on one side of like this area. It's like, I guess it's like a hillside, right? There's like a hillside two kind of hillsides that are sort of like interjected by like a bit of another hill in the middle, right? I don't know if I'm doing a very good job of describing this, but ultimately you were on one side, and I think because I have ADHD, I ran out of interest and was like, I'm going to go look over there. So headed over there, and then just somehow saw a buck, and it was pretty dark. I had my bow with me. And if I did think, ooh, should I? Maybe I'm going to make a stalk, because the buck was walking up, like from the tree line below, up a steep hill. It was like walking up, and it kind of could have been a way to get into. I felt like I could probably get to like 50 or 60 yards.
How far was it from you when you first saw it?
Maybe 90. Yeah, but also, because of the nice guy that I am, I didn't want to be the guy that fucked up a stalk just so, versus giving the chance to you on your first buck, man. That would have been awesome. So I'm glad that it went the way it did. So I think I had the radio. You remember what I said? What did I say?
Well, what happened was, so the radios, they have, this little plastic clip that to clip onto your belt or your strap on your backpack. And I was sitting up on the ridge looking down into one valley. You were not far from me, but out of call, so we used the walkie-talkies, but you were in the looking in the other valley. And I hear you call, but you say, whatever you do, Dan, do not respond. Do not respond back to me. But there's a buck over here. Get your ass over here quick. And don't say anything. Be real quiet. This is on the walkie-talkie. And because what had happened is when you pulled your walkie-talkie off of your backpack strap, the plastic clip made a little clicking noise, which startled the buck.
Yeah.
And he looked straight at you.
Yeah, that's
right. That's why you're like, he's aware. So we got to be real quiet. So I start walking quickly in that direction and find you. And yeah, there was the buck, definitely aware that we were there.
You didn't look like you'd been walking quickly. You looked like you'd been running as fast as you humanly could. You're like sweating when you came over there. Yeah, you were like very fucking excited.
Adrenaline pumping.
No, it was good. But it was good. We kind of like you got down and lay down. I think did you lay down or were you kneeling? I can't remember. I don't think you could lay down, right? Because it was
the grass was kind of high.
Yeah, you couldn't take a shot.
We were on a nice little ridge, but yeah, it was kind of high grass. So I think I sat and put my elbows on my knees. I think that was the position.
Yeah, right. It's like you can put your elbow over your knee, right? Like rather than like point to point, if you put your arm slightly past it, it's like a bit more stable that way.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that trick.
I'm not sure if I was doing that at the time. It was a while ago.
Maybe I should have told you that before. So, okay. And this is like the seventh bullet that you fired through this rifle as well.
Which rifle was that? I'd only sighted it in.
Right, because you just...
And the bullets were, it was my grandpa's old Weatherby.
7mm.
7mm mag, and unfortunately, those bullets are pretty pricey. So I didn't want to shoot too many of them when I was sighting it in.
Yeah, you got your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you show up very fast, which was impressive because you were quite far away. And get in, line up for the shot, and bam. Bam, like the deer gets hit, it goes down. It goes down like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, you, I think, start standing up and like celebrating.
Yeah, I want a high five.
It's your first buck, man. You're like ready for hugs.
Yeah, I'm not screaming, but I'm grinning ear to ear, and I think it's down for good. So I'm like getting a little bit more excited than I should have been.
Right, rightly so. I think you also then were surprised by my complete lack of celebration at that point, because I was like, shoot him again, like,
Right.
do it, reload. You're like, what? Let's do it. Just, I don't know why. It's like if you have the chance to shoot again, and I guess you know this now, but like I think by the time you looked at me and gone like, why? And then we look back, the thing was like heading for the trees.
Yeah.
Somehow it had made like a full recovery. Wow, the smoke has just gone right in my eyes. Oh,
It did shift. Yep.
I can actually talk when I have my eyes closed, I realize, which I'm not sure if I have that coordination. So yeah, did you get a second shot off? I can't remember.
I did. Yep. And
Okay.
again, it hit it hard and it fell to the ground. And I thought again, it was
Yeah.
a done deal.
Yeah.
So I went for another high five and it got up again.
Shame. Okay, so by now it's like almost dark.
Yes, very much so. It was pretty dark.
I'm going to shift here. I know as soon as I shift, this smoke is going to follow me again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take it in the eyes.
Just go right there.
Okay, I'm going to shift here. Oh, ow. Okay. Okay, so that third shot you can't quite get
Second
a
shot.
Yeah, but the third shot, you can't take a third shot because
No.
it just vanishes into the trees.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you've got 2 shots into it, so pretty. What were you feeling at that point?
I was surprised it got up.
Yeah.
And I was also encouraged in that it didn't go far from where I shot it to where it got into the trees
Yeah.
and bushes. There's more bushes than trees. And we could hear it clearly
Yes.
going through these thick bushes and then stop.
Yeah.
So like there was no way for it to go through the bushes to a clearing,
Yes.
and there was no way for it to keep moving without making noise.
Yeah.
So it had stopped.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I was feeling pretty good, except for the fact that it was now dark.
Yeah, pretty dark.
Yeah, and we decided to wait another half hour,
We did.
roughly,
Yeah.
to let it bleed, since it was still walking last time we saw it.
Okay, so then 30 minutes later, we make our way over there. Then what happens?
Then we had a pretty good sight of where it went in when it was still kind of light, so it was a little.
Yeah.
And I didn't think to mark it on the Onyx map, drop a pin where I thought it was.
I mean, that's
And
just
so-
like adrenaline, right?
Yeah, so by the time we started looking, it was a little hard to find the exact spot. But yeah, we found it. And I just remember you saying, I can see its eyes, because we're just looking with flashlights. And you say you see the eyes, the reflection.
Yeah.
And that's all I could. At first I couldn't see it at all. And at this point I think we're like 5 yards from it.
Yeah,
we're really
yeah.
close.
Yeah.
From these eyes that are looking back at us, and the eyes that are looking at us are the head that these eyes are in keeps pivoting back and forth, like between you and me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see anything else except for the eyes.
The dots.
I couldn't see antlers. I couldn't see a body. I just saw these big marble glowing dots about 15 feet in front of me in this
Super
kind
thick
of
brush.
thick brush.
Yeah.
And so my first thought was, it's a mountain lion that found our deer and is eating it. And now it's threatened that we are coming to take its meal and
Yeah.
it's going to kill us.
Yeah.
And so,
This is,
of course,
yeah.
Robin's first thought,
Well, but this is also, I think maybe you said this is like, maybe this is partly because not long before that I'd shot a
Yeah.
deer, and like within 30, 40 minutes, a bear had like tucked into this deer and like torn it up pretty well. So
Yeah,
it's not beyond the realms of possibility that that could have happened.
exactly. And the eye reflection instantly in my head, I'm sure it was just my imagination, but I could almost see the outline of a mountain lion's face.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So then we're like, oh, I was like pretty scared at that point, and Robin turns to me and says, "What did you say? Shall I do the honors?" Which I took as, should I put the animal out of its misery? So I'm still thinking it's a mountain lion. So I'm like, well, Robin must have a better sight on it or something, or he's decided it's the deer. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna give it the last shot, but he's got
Yeah,
his bow and arrow. So I'm like, sure. I'm like, okay. And I reach to hand you my rifle. I'm thinking you want to take the last shot to finish the deal. At which point you pull out this like 12-inch hunting knife, and I think you put it in your mouth between your teeth and start crawling into the bushes on your hands and knees with a knife in your mouth towards this potential mountain lion to slit its throat.
So in my defense, I don't know. I don't remember if I put it in my mouth or not, but that sounds like it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I had just come back from South Africa, I think, and over there, although ammunition is very expensive for 7mm in the US, here over in South Africa, it's even more expensive. And I guess there's something that I learned from the guys hunting there, or the people I was rifle hunting with, that it's like they would just be very efficient in pulling out a knife and finishing an animal off very quickly and effectively. And I saw it happen many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
The dramatic pauses because my eyes are on fire with smoke right now. So it just felt like, oh yeah, okay, this is fine. This is, not a big deal. It's I've seen this done. I did it myself in South Africa. It'll be no problem. So
You're right on the edge of the smoke. If you just
Okay.
move, like, I can see it. If you just move
I think I'm out now. I think
8
I'm out.
inches to your left.
So, yeah, I think I also handed you my GoPro that was in my hand at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, take this.
Videotape this moment. My last moments before I get mauled by a mountain lion.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild moment though. And I definitely remember getting in there and then seeing that it was the deer, but it was far more awake than I thought it was going to be. But I only discovered that once I grabbed a hold of its antlers. And then it was like, whoa, shit, this thing has a lot more strength than I thought it had left.
Yeah.
So for like a brief moment, I was kind of like, felt like I was on a bit of a bucking bronco, which is, then it became very real. Like that was like a few seconds of like, what have I got myself into here?
Yeah. In my head, I was like, oh my God, now Robin's literally wrestling in a life and death wrestling match with a buck in the bushes.
Yeah, I guess. That
But you had it pinned. You were on top.
I managed to find some extra strength and get it down on the ground. So yeah, thankfully managed to get that knife and put it to use. Unfortunately, I didn't do the most efficient job as I would have liked to have done. So it was a sequence of mistakes on my part, I have to say. But we got it done. It took a bit longer than we wanted, but yeah, got it done, and the buck was officially done.
Yeah.
First buck. So congrats again, man. That was an exciting hunt. But it wasn't really over at that point,
Oh,
was
hell
it?
no.
It was like dark, properly dark,
Yeah, it
late.
probably at that point it had been like an hour plus of well past sunset of nighttime darkness.
And like that's, in California it's like summertime, so it's
Yeah,
probably like 9:30, 10
yeah, it
o'clock
was
at
about
night already.
9:30 by the time before we started gutting it.
Yeah.
It was 9:30.
So then we had to get it down, which was a lot of work. We still had to go like up and over and under a bunch of trees, I think, at that point, right? I don't think it had been cleared.
Yeah, and we decided that because of all the predators in the area
Yes.
and the danger of that, the best move, and that it was nighttime, the best move would be to just gut it and carry it out whole, caveman style with the stick, legs tied over a stick
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
over each of our shoulders, one end of the stick over each of our shoulders.
Which also seemed like a good idea, but the stick wasn't very stiff, was it?
No, our first stick kind of sucked.
I think I
Had
think
a lot of flex.
I think we spent ages tying it up and then it snapped.
Yeah.
But we did get the next one. The next one worked better. But that was tough. That was tough work. It's hard on the shoulders when you're carrying a stick.
That was very hard. Yeah, that was a very hard hike out, and I felt like a weak old man compared to Robin, who I had to break every like 5 minutes to shift shoulders, and I thought it's because you're like 6 inches taller than me, practically, and like I was convinced like it was because of that the angle was putting way more weight on my shoulder than yours. So then we switched so that you were at the top. We switched positions, but then that was just damn hard.
It was hard. It was hard. It was also like the head, who gets the head and who gets the legs, because you got all the neck and the head on one side. It is heavier on that side for sure. So, yeah, but we got down there. We got down and then it was pretty late by the time we got it into but that we got it to, I can't remember. I don't think, was the truck parked in another place and we had to then get it to your truck, or did we get it into your truck straight away?
Yeah, got it straight into the truck. Was parked right at the base of that one fire or logging road that ended at the gate to the other logging road.
Yeah.
But that was a 2-mile hike out or more, a little bit more maybe. But yeah, by the time we got to the truck, it was probably 11:30.
Yeah, and then you had to drive all the way back.
Yeah.
And I think you had to do an emergency nap, didn't you, at some point? Or did you make it the whole way through?
No, I had to take a nap because I was literally hallucinating, like wild hallucinations. I saw a circus on the side of the road in like outside of Petaluma. There was no circus there. I saw like lights and clowns and like riding bicycles on the freeway. Literally.
Really?
I saw these things.
You
Yeah.
didn't tell me that before.
Oh, no, I was having intense hallucinations. I was so exhausted. And I was like, this is not safe. And so I pulled over, and then I saw a crowd of ravers dancing in a parking lot that weren't there. I drove around the parking lot twice, like, are they there? Wait, I see them again.
No.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Oh, man.
It's in the middle of nowhere. There were no ravers around. And it was like 3 a.m. at this point. It's like in Healdsburg. Like the whole town is dark, but there's like 15 people raving in a parking lot. No.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Oh, but I'm glad you slept and then made it back safe.
Yeah.
And then, processed, and then you had that first taste of the meat. I remember you sent me a video. It was, it was good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was nice to be part of that. Yeah, awesome, man.
Always an adventure.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have some more today. Not today. Tomorrow, the day after. Which, it's already late, so we should probably stop so that we can get some sleep and actually have the energy to hunt stuff. But
Yep.
Awesome,
All
dude.
right. Well,
Thanks
hey.
for test running this.
Yeah,
This
thanks for embarrassing me.
an
But
absolute
no
pleasure.
problem. This probably will never make the air, right? So
No, dude. This
you're
is
just testing out this in the field recording. I hope it went well.
no. This is gonna go. This is gonna go out for sure.
Oh God.
So I will receive some notes from you if there's any editing that you would like to happen, and I may or may not execute that.
All right.
Awesome, dude. Well, time for bed.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, Robin.
Do you want to send anyone to find you anywhere, or you
No.
want to remain anonymous?
No, I'm pretty anonymous in general, and yeah, keep it that way.
Wait, you forgot something.
Okay.
I said, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, as we're taking off the headsets, I said, "Oh, I forgot to tell my hunting joke."
Okay.
And then Robin made me put my headphones back on, so here it is. So there's these two guys out hunting in the woods, right? It's a hot day. They didn't bring enough water. It's steep. And one of them just fucking clutches his chest, hits the ground, and his buddy's like, "Oh my God, he just had a heart attack and he's dead. What do I do?" So he calls 911.
Okay.
He's the operator. Hello, what are you reporting? Well, I'm pretty sure my buddy just died. We're out in the woods. He's on the ground, lifeless. His eyes are open. His tongue's hanging out. The operator, okay. First, let's make sure he's dead. And he said, okay, hang on a second. She hears him put down the phone, and she hears, bam, bam, bam. He picks up the phone again. Okay, now what?
Oh, I think I clocked like at a certain point. I was like, oh, I think I know where this is going.
All right, so there you go. That's the end.
Okay. Okay. Awesome, dude. Well, until next time.
All right.
Right. That's another episode done and dusted. I know I always say done and dusted, but it feels like the term dusted is more appropriate than ever, being in Namibia here where there is so much sand and dust everywhere. I actually learned an amazing trick yesterday from Dan Craven, who's been taking me around when we were four-wheel driving in Namibia. Something I didn't realize, but he said, I mean, obviously it's super hot here, so AC is usually blasting most of the time, but he said, don't ever put it on recirculate within the car, because what that does is it actually lowers the pressure of the air inside the vehicle, which then means that any gaps or anything that doesn't have proper pressure, like suction in all the doors, is going to suck whatever dust from outside into the car. So if you keep the AC blasting air from the outside in, it's going to keep the pressure high and mean that you don't get as much dust in your car. So that's something I'd never heard before. So that's a top tip if you are heading somewhere, I guess like Nevada or anywhere else that's, or Arizona, it's super dry and dusty, then that might be a good thing to keep in mind if you're driving around lots. Anyway, once again, a huge thank you to Dan Romo for letting me make him a guinea pig for recording outdoors. And thank you to him for sharing all his stories and the fun adventures that we've had together, so many. I look forward to having lots more. Thank you to everyone who's listening. If you are new to the podcast, then just a little reminder, make sure you give us a follow or a subscribe, and that way you'll always be up to date with those new episodes that are coming in. Next week, we're going to have another conversation with Dan, and I'm going to hear more about the adventure that went down in Lake Sonoma chasing pigs. If you are still here, then I'm going to take that as a win. But I would recommend, if you can, take a moment to just write us a good review. It goes a long way. It's appreciated. Even take a moment to write something down. I'm just hearing kids squealing in the background now. I don't know if that's coming up in my mic. That's my cue to wrap up. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Welcome to the Wild Dispatch.